Hi, I'm Sean Dye, and I just finished this oil painting here, and I have a pile of dirty brushes. The DVD for this oil painting is available on the Jerry's Artarama website. So what we're going to do first, we're going to take a look at the brushes that I used India ink with. So these are watercolor brushes. When you first get watercolor brushes, the bristles are kind of stiff because they have gum arabic on them, and so you can just sort of push them around a little bit when you're working with them. These two have been worked with India ink quite a bit, and they're pretty dirty. Even if I wash them in water, they'll still have a blackish appearance. So the water isn't really taking everything out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some glass cleaner with ammonia, and I'll squirt a little bit into this cup here. And if I put these brushes into that, you can see how there's a lot more ink that's coming out now. The ammonia in the glass cleaner and the soap are breaking down the ink, and this is going to be much better for your brush. You can actually take some of the, see how much of that ink is just dissolving? So you can take some of the cleaner out and clean the ferrules off, and your brushes will look a lot cleaner. What I like to do when I finish cleaning the brushes is I like to use a little bit of Master's brush soap, and what I'll do is I'll wet them, swirl them into the soap a little bit, and I'll leave some of the soap on, and I'll use that to shape and groom the brush a little bit. So they'll be all ready for the next time that I paint. Now I've got some oil brushes here that are pretty grubby too. So these guys are going to need to be cleaned. I've got some natural bristle brushes and some synthetic brushes. And I use the same technique for both, but if you're using, when you're washing your brushes, you don't want to put a natural hair bristle. This is a hog bristle. You don't want to put this into really hot water. Very hot water could damage the bristles. So warm water and soap. So I have some water here, and you want to get your brush wet, and then you're going to work it into the soap and just really get it fully saturated with soap. The place where most of the paint gathers is right into the ferrule, so you can take your thumbnail and kind of work if you work the soap right into the bristles right near the ferrule, you should see more paint starting to come out of there. And I'll do this several times. And when I get it to the point where there's not much paint coming out, then I'm ready to groom the brush again. So what I'll do is put a little bit of that soap back on the brush. I'll reshape the bristles so they're all pointing in the same direction. And then you can let that brush dry, and it'll be ready for the next time you use it. Same thing is going to happen with your nylon bristle or a synthetic bristle brush. The thing that you'll notice I don't do is I don't leave my brushes sitting in water like that for a long time. The problem with that is that the wooden handles are going to absorb moisture, they're going to expand, then they're going to stretch out the ferrule, which is the metal part, and your brush will never work the same. It'll always be sort of wobbly. So don't leave your brushes soaking in the water. So I had already previously cleaned this brush, and look how much paint is coming out of it. So you want to keep working. You'll find that certain colors are harder to get out of a brush than others. This one happens to be Prussian blue that's coming out there, and that color can be tricky to get out. So you want to be diligent about cleaning your brushes at the end of every painting day. If you're on location, you may want to just wait until you come home and do a good job cleaning them. If you don't, you'll be like me and you'll find them 6 months, and they're still in your plein air case and you haven't cleaned them. So this one's ready to groom a little bit. I'm Sean Dye. Check out my website, SeanDyeStudio.com. You can learn more about my DVDs and look at the free lessons in the DVDs on the Jerry's Artarama website.